Quarantineis, what you gonna do when you're self-isolation? It's quarantineis, you're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's quarantineis, what you gonna do in 7 days of isolation? It's quarantineis, you're 3 or 4 times off daily updates. It's quarantineis, there's corona COVID-19. It's quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's quarantineis. And welcome to your daily update of Quarantineis. This is a show which documents the life of one man's 7-day self-isolation. It's a story that may engage you, it may perplex you, but it's a story that is universal across the world right now. So this latest episode of Quarantineis for sure involves a very hungover, self-isolating man in a van. When this man is self-isolating, hungover, by golly does he chat some shit. So be prepared for the next little while to be listening to some gobshite and some stories from the man in the van. Morning everyone. So, Quarantineis, day 5. I'm actually up at a normal fucking UK time, which is about 9 o'clock in the morning. Because I got drunk last night, basically. I had great fun catching up and hanging out with my friends using this app called House Party. It's basically just a conference calling app, but it's so good for just hanging out with your mates. To the point where we tried to do a kind of group and open talk version or episode of Quarantineis for last night's drop-in and check-in. So I've now got 55 minutes of screen recorded time on that app of all of us chatting shit. But sadly it wasn't until after that we all realised that screen record only just does that, you know? It just records a screen. So there's about an hour, which is meant to be the longest episode of fucking Quarantineis, and nobody can hear each other. It's just an hour of screen record and screen time. I'm gonna edit some into the show later so you can see what that looks like. But it's a really good platform. I just need to work out how to record it. I think I'm gonna try it again. Basically, tonight we'll do more House Party screen time, and we can send you a link directly to our conversation so you can have a live chat with us as well. We discuss some of the many issues surrounding the corona cases and the trials and tribulations that we're all having to go through in the UK. Basically, just hung out with all my mates. It was hilarious. I didn't even finish my Quarantineis. That's how hilarious it was. I then spoke to my mate Becky. Well, I hung out with my mate Becky for like a good hour afterwards on a Facebook video call. It's really interesting how these video calling scenarios are no longer just random bollocks. It is our main form of socialization now. I would say that I've done more socializing in the past little while using video calls and video apps and shit like that than I've done socializing in a good bit. For the UK, anyway, I feel like I've become way more social because of being in self-isolation. It's a really strange one. But, day 5 in Quarantineis. Still no symptoms as of yet. I watched a video yesterday from the BBC live broadcasting of everyday updates, and it had a really nice video outlaying all of the symptoms and the severity of the symptoms for you to know if you have corona or not, because they're not testing you still. Yes, that's right, people. Our government are still playing with the international statistics of corona because they're not testing people. I would actually go to say that that is the same for India as well. India has such a very low rate of people who have caught corona, considering that the population is basically 1.5 billion if you include some unofficially registered people, and the population is so dense. It's so dense. I mean, they say that hygiene is also a thing in India. Hygiene's a thing in India. I mean, they've got wash points in every restaurant for you to be able to wash your face and your hands before and after every meal. But the general hygiene in India is for sure a thing. They have this thing that if it can be done tomorrow, then just do it fucking tomorrow. And it goes on the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. So India for me is a ticking time bomb. They've, like I said yesterday, introduced the Janta curfew. I've seen on many different live chat feeds about the people. I say the people. When I say the people, I mean that I've seen many live chat feeds about how people are complaining, travellers, Westerners, people who have been perpetuating this situation are still perpetuating it by complaining about the Janta curfew because they do or do not believe in the virus. Whether you do or do not believe in the virus, you are in another country's state where other countries' rules apply throughout World Health Organization environmental fucking catastrophe. Basically, respect what the fucking people are telling you to do in whatever country you're in, or come home. It's time. A shout out to all the people who've tried to make it to their other places to hold this period of their life down. For example, trying to head back to Pai, or head back to various places in Thailand. I'm sorry that you haven't been allowed in that country, that desired country of destination. But I think it's time. I think it's time that the majority of people started to go back, or you've either found a place to settle up. It's kind of like this now. It's either if you found a good place to hold the fucking fort, to hold it all down, like Alice, well done, babe. Everybody else in Pushkar, who is a part of that community, please speak to Alice and Martin and try and find out if they can offer you some sort of stability and safety within all of this. I know my friend Alexia is really struggling to find somewhere to stay in Pushkar. Maybe, Alexia, if you do watch this, get in touch with Martin or Alice at Pineapple Express and wait it out. Wait it out together. They've got a nice communal space, a nice communal kitchen, and they can bar the doors shut. So wait it out together. That could be a good one. So advocating the app House Party, much better than Google video chats as a group mass. It split the screen so wonderfully. Everybody can hear each other. We ended up almost having some sort of like... It's funny, when people know that they're being recorded to show to a wider audience, you end up almost playing a role in a character. My friend Pat, very good at that. We will be doing some joint interviewed episodes of Quarantineis over the next little while, because this is day 5 of Quarantineis for me, but after Quarantineis there will be the social distancing, which I suppose we'll call social distantinis. That will be the next series out of this, social distantinis. Well, as per usual, I have woken up a bit late as I seem to be back somewhat on UK time because Paddy and Max and Grundy wanted me to drink. I say they wanted me to drink. I very much wanted to drink. I was drinking with them and they were also drinking, which encouraged me to drink with them. Where the fuck are my papers? See, now, once my end of the world stocks come in, this moment of losing my papers isn't going to be a thing, because I'm going to have a box of them. I basically just want to do the usual start of the day, as you mean to continue, and then I can give you a little play, because I didn't play another thing last night. Fuck's sake, has anyone got any long papers? I am in self-isolation, so you'll have to throw them at me from afar. Bear with me. I don't know if I can pause live sessions. It's not convenient. Not ideal. Where's the lighter? Sorry guys, this is ridiculous. You've come on here to get your usual day-to-day updates and inspo on quarantined lifestyle, and I'm just fucking trying to get some papers in a van. Oh, this is inconvenient, isn't it? Okay, well, fuck that. I'll just have to start the day as I wish to continue a bit later. That's annoying. I never do that. I think I'm gonna have to, though. Until I put my bed away and then I can find stuff. Oh wait, there we go, just as I give up. So that right there is a lesson in surrendering. The moment that you surrender to the idea of something, the moment that it becomes that bit easier, the path of least resistance and all that. Trixie. Okay, sorry, I can't say Trixie. Joe, the path of least resistance, you'll resonate with that. I know you're watching. Well, at one point you were, now only 3 people are watching. Oh well. You are going to have to sit there and just bear with me throughout the duration of my rolling, and then I'll give you some nice morning serenades and tunes and chimes. I think I woke up a bit hungover this morning. Either that, or it's like the mild headache symptom from Corona. I'm going to put it down as though I was drinking last night. Just to show how much of Quarantineis last night involved the Quarantineis part. I really started to get out all of the stops and the whistles. I found my Bacardi, the WKD's almost there. I've got a glass of cheeky Vimto left, basically, before I move on to the Bacardi. So bring me your Quarantineis tips for white rum Bacardi today. That'll be really nice. I think a day 4 bender might be the headache. Yeah, I think that a day 4 bender probably was the cause of the headache this morning and not mild symptoms of Corona. I really hope that's the case anyway. No, allegedly, according to this NHS direction video, the fever that you'll get is anything above a 37.7 degrees Celsius, and allegedly you will know about it. So if you are at home suffering with anxietal paranoia, which is causing you the fake symptoms of Corona, then you'll apparently know about it. It's not something as small as for you to be paranoid over. It's apparently something that is just gonna fuck you over, and you'll know about it. My friend Becky thinks that she's already had Corona. I said I was going to give her a shout out on the show yesterday, and I can't remember why, but I'm giving her a shout out because she thinks that she might have already had Corona now. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm pretty sure she's just had a bit of a chest infection over the past 2-3 weeks. But, you know, she did have a temperature, and she has been self-isolating now over that time, so who really knows? I'm pretty sure I was meant to give her a shout out for some better reason. So Becky, if you do watch this, give us a comment, remind me what your shout out was meant to be. I did start talking to you at maybe 1:30 in the morning, and we were both quite drunk. So, yeah, more of that, I suppose. More of that. Let me know what the reason for me shouting you out was. Who fucking knows? But I really recommend everybody getting the app House Party. The way that my friend Pat was put onto this app, he was watching a live stream of Beardy Man, actually, throughout all of this situation. Beardy Man has been divulging some really useful information for people. He seems to be quite a nice and legitimate, trusted source of information. And he was saying, within this time of social distancing, applications for us to be able to stay in company with one another are crucial. Like with this app, House Party, you can just leave it on your phone in the corner whilst you get on with your day. You know, you can just have the company of knowing that your friend is just on the other side of the screen all the time. All the time. I'm going to do it a bit more today with Pat, I'm pretty sure. And at some point in the day, I will put it on my phone and then do the live stream Facebook thing through my laptop. So then hopefully you can see what a live streaming conversation on House Party looks like. And we will post out the conversation link in order for you to join us on House Party, so we can all have a nice live group chat together and hang out a bit. Basically, Quarantineis time, but together. That's what we all want. We all want a bit more togetherness in this self-isolation period. Okay. The bit you've all been waiting for. The bit that I know I've been waiting for. Also, did anybody watch the first official episode of Quarantineis yesterday? Give us a comment below, let me know how you thought my editing was. And also, if anybody's watched the hour-long documentary style of one lonely traveller going from east to west, again, please leave us some comments. It'd be really nice to know what you guys thought. And let me know what you thought of the Quarantineis opening theme tune. It's an interesting one. It's at the beginning and the end of the first episode of Quarantineis, and will be on each episode of Quarantineis thus far. I suppose I'll do this one for you. crowd goes wild for the Quarantineis tunes. Something like that. Yeah, I think I've probably chatted enough shit for all of you this morning. So tune in again at around midday and I'll chat some more shit for you. The official second episode of Quarantineis will be out today, so watch out for that, and enjoy, guys. Happy Quarantineis. You can pull yourselves out of the clutches of a hangover. The sun might do that to a crazed, isolated human being. So he decided to go for an adventure and apparently start talking about himself in third person. Hey guys, I'm doing it. I'm making a break for it. It's a nice sunny day. I do live in a village, so there's going to be no one to bump into. So I'm going to make a break for it and try and enjoy some sunshine. I'm not even going to take my mask because I don't really think I need it. But I am going to take my sticks. Cool. So it's been a couple of days of Quarantineis where I've definitely not left the van. The last time I left was to go to the shop. Oh, it feels really strange just walking even this far. I wonder if this is what true isolation does to you. It makes you feel scared to leave where you've been. Wow, this is really strange. Oh, it feels really surreal to be outside and walking down the street. Here's a little view. There you go, that's in front of me. Yeah, it's important that you can still get out because vitamin D really boosts the immune system, and being locked away inside, you don't really get much vitamin D. Cabin fever as well is a really real syndrome. I've only ever experienced it myself, being in a van which is very small for me, and to be sharing that with a mass group of people over the summer months, because normally I do fit 6 to 7 people in my van over the summer period, and it's a very small space to do so, so cabin fever sets in quickly. But I've now been doing quarantining for 5 days. The cabin fever set in definitely yesterday. I haven't walked, I haven't exercised, I haven't really done anything at all. So today is that day. Today is the venture day. I'll do another little post in a moment. Hey, this is totally working. So I found a place in the woods, and this is my form of taking exercise. outside if you can, enjoy some vitamin D, and avoid people like the fucking plague. Hey everyone, this is another little update of being in the woods. Everybody is getting the app House Party, really good means of communicating. I've just been chilling out with my friend Emma, who's in India, and my friend Ori, who's in Dorset, whilst I'm in the woods in Upper Bucklebury, and it's like we're all connected together. It's really nice. People can drop in and drop out of the room that you're chatting in. It's really, really good app. I really recommend it. Yeah. Another thing that we were just talking about, which is an interesting thought on the whole corona crisis. So, EU countries, which were a part of the Schengen Agreement, have now individually closed their borders from one another. So, it's as though the Schengen Agreement is now on temporary pause, it's on temporary suspension. So it makes me think, what is the ripple effects of that? What is the implication in terms of rippling effect on that hiatus of the Schengen Agreement? Will countries after this ever want to have open borders again? Because it's the open borders which has caused, I would say, the rapid curve within cases within the EU. So will that ever recover? Will countries ever trust each other again? It's going to be a really interesting couple of years, that's for sure. But I do solidly believe at the end of 2 years we'll have a bounce back socially and economically. So that's something, at the very least. 2 years, that's what the emergency powers have been stated from our government to control this situation. Boris Johnson at the moment is saying that we'll be able to turn the tide of this in 3 weeks. No, 12 weeks, 3 months. I don't know if we can. I don't think that's kind of possible right now. But we'll see. At least 9 to 12 months, I feel this is going to be our new way of living. So, yeah. Social distanteenies will continue up until this situation resolves, I suppose. And a lot of people will be communicating through House Party. Another thing is I can kind of see eventually people grouping together who have done like 7 days self-isolation initiation to be a part of a clean, self-isolated group of individuals, and I kind of feel like through different forms of social media, these isolated groups of clean individuals will slowly band together. But there really has to be a strict policy on initiation into groupings of social parties of people, because you do have to make sure that you are symptom-free and corona-free in order to socialize with people. That's what it's going to come down to, because it's going to take at least a year for a vaccine to come through. And within that time, the only things that you can take are your own personal measures into trying to cull the spread of this. It's really interesting. There has never been so much power in the people. But, for now, I'll give you a little bit of non-corona time. I brought my instrument into the woods, so I thought I'd give you a little outdoor concert as well. it's a bit of a woodland jam for you. So the point of this one is to get outdoors when you can, stay safe and stay precautious, get vitamin D, try to relax, as cliche as that sounds, try to relax. Boost your immune system, get fresh air, drink a cup of tea and stay calm and carry on. What more can we do? Have days out, stay connected and stay true. Is what you're gonna do when you're self-isolation. It's Quarantineis, you're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's Quarantineis, what you gonna do in 7 days of isolation. It's Quarantineis, your 3 or 4 times of daily updates. It's Quarantineis, there's Corona COVID-19. It's Quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's Quarantineis.